Have you ever looked at a truly iconic brand and wondered, what's their secret? What separates the ones we forget from the ones we just can't get out of our heads? Well, I'll tell you right now, it's not just a pretty logo. It's a whole system. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and deconstruct how world-class brand identities are really built, so you can start creating brands that don't just look good, but feel absolutely right. Let's dive in.
So let me start by asking you a question that I see trip up designers all the time, from juniors to even seasoned pros. Is a brand just a logo? It's tempting to say yes, right? It's the most visible part. But the truth is, the logo is just the tip of the iceberg. And understanding what's going on beneath the surface, well, that's the key to becoming a truly strategic designer.
This quote from the future absolutely nails it. A logo isn't the brand. It's just one piece of the identity. Think of it like this. Your logo is the welcome mat at the front door. It's the first thing people see, sure. But it's not the house. The house is the architecture, the colors on the walls, the furniture, the music playing in the background. It's the entire experience. And that's what we're here to build. Okay, so if a logo isn't the whole brand, then what is? To really get this, we have to wrap our heads around a super important distinction, one that really separates the pros from the amateurs. And it's all about the difference between what we create and what the world perceives. Here's a great way to think about it. A logo is like a signature. It's a static mark. It just says, hey, I was here. But a brand system, that's a language. A language is alive, It's how you tell a story, how you express your personality, how you actually build relationships with people. So as brand designers, our job isn't just to create signatures, it's to build entire languages. Let's make this real. Brand identity is all the stuff you can see, touch, and hear. Think about Nike for a second. Their brand identity is that iconic swoosh, right? But it's also the just do it tagline, it's the bold, in-your-face typography, and it's those powerful images of athletes. It's the entire toolkit that they create and control to show us who they are. Now, brand image, that's what happens when the identity you've built meets the real world. It's not what you say you are, it's what they think you are. It's that feeling of empowerment you get when you see the swoosh. It's the jolt of inspiration you feel when you hear just do it. It's the sum of every single interaction, and honestly, it's what decides if a brand will sink or swim. So here's the ultimate goal, the whole point of our job. You have to close the gap between identity and image. You need to make sure that the brand you're carefully creating is the exact same brand that your audience is perceiving. When what you say and what you do are perfectly aligned, boom, that's how you build trust. That's how you earn a customer for life. All right, so what are the actual building blocks of a great brand identity system? It's so much more than just picking a logo and a cool color. We're talking about a carefully engineered system of parts that all have to work together perfectly to create one cohesive and unforgettable experience. You ever wonder how the best brands feel so consistent? Like, no matter where you see them, on a billboard, on an app, on Instagram, it just feels like them. Well, it's because they're all built on this solid foundation of 6 core elements. You've got your logo system, your color palette, your typography, your style of imagery, your icons and patterns, and of course, your tone of voice. When these things click, it's not just a collection of assets, it's a real experience. I love to think of these elements like they're a band. The logo, that's your lead singer, the face of the group. The color palette is the rhythm section, the bass and drums, setting the whole mood. And the typography, that's the melody, carrying the voice. Each one has a critical role to play, but it's only when they're all in perfect sync that you create a smash hit. Okay, enough with the theory. Let's get our hands dirty and actually deconstruct 2 of the most iconic brand identities out there right now, Airbnb and Spotify. We're going to see exactly how these industry giants use the very principles we've just talked about to build brands that aren't just recognizable, but are actually beloved. At the very heart of Airbnb's brand is this simple but incredibly powerful promise: belong anywhere. Now, this isn't just some catchy tagline they slapped on an ad. It is their North Star. Every single design decision they make points back to this one idea. Just look at how every single element of their system is designed to create this feeling of warmth and community. The Balo symbol is this beautiful, universal icon of belonging. The custom font is literally called Cereal to feel as friendly and familiar as your breakfast table. And the photography? It's all about authentic, real human connections. This isn't just good design, people. This is design with a deep, meaningful purpose. All right, now let's completely switch gears and talk about a brand that is all about energy, expression, and personalization. Spotify. Think about their challenge for a second. How do you create one cohesive brand that's also home to millions of different artists, genres, and styles? How do you make that work? Well, let's find out.
So, Spotify's secret weapon is this brilliant mix of rock solid consistency and endless flexibility. That iconic green is the anchor, right? It's the familiar signal that tells you you're in Spotify land. But the real magic happens with their duotone photo treatment. It's such a simple but powerful idea that lets them celebrate all the diversity of their artists while still looking and feeling 100% like Spotify. It is a masterclass in building a brand that's both iconic and incredibly inclusive. Okay, we've seen the good, now it's time to talk about the bad and, let's be honest, the ugly. As a mentor, I see aspiring designers make the same mistakes over and over. So I'm about to share the 5 most common ones. If you can avoid these, you will be miles ahead of the competition. Brace yourself for this statistic, because it's pretty wild. A recent study found that 67% of companies, 67, don't have a single unified set of brand guidelines. That means 2/3 of the brands you see every day are literally just winging it. Is it any wonder so many of them feel so inconsistent and confusing? And look, this isn't just some pet peeve for us designers. This is a huge business problem. When a brand is all over the place, it screams to its customers that it's disorganized, unprofessional, and frankly, not trustworthy. And in a world where trust is everything, that's a mistake you just can't afford to make. So how do you stay out of that trap? You have to avoid what I call the 5 deadly sins of brand design. 1, being generic. 2, ignoring your audience. 3, lacking clear guidelines. 4, being inconsistent. And 5, just copying what everyone else is doing. Burn those into your brain and you'll be on your way to building a brand that's actually built to last. All right, enough about what not to do. Let's talk about exactly what you should do. I'm going to give you a proven 5-step process that will help you build a brand identity that isn't just beautiful, but is also strategically sound. This is the exact process the professional agencies use, and I guarantee it will help you level up your work. This 5-phase process, it's a total game changer. Why? Because it forces you to think like a strategist before you even think about opening Figma or Illustrator. You start with research. You have to understand the landscape. Then you clarify the strategy so you have a clear vision. Only then do you start designing. And once you have a design, you apply it to real-world touchpoints to make sure it actually works. And finally, you create the guidelines to protect that brand for years to come. It's a powerful framework that will help you create brands that are not just pretty, but are built to last. So the next time you interact with a brand, I want you to stop and ask yourself, what is this system communicating to me? Is it telling a clear, consistent, compelling story, or is it just a jumbled mess? The difference between the two is a great brand identity. And now you have the blueprint to build one. So go out there and create something incredible. Thanks for tuning in.